Stand with your arm by your side and your palm facing toward your thigh. Begin flexing the arm at the shoulder while bringing the arm across the chest. When the arm is maximally across the chest, continue flexing the arm until it is in the region beside the ear. At this stage, you'll hit a roadblock and you won't be able to continue extending without rotating the shoulder. Slowly begin rotating the shoulder so that the palm turns away from the body while you are extending the arm. Continue rotating to get maximal rotation and extension, and then return the hand to the side of the thigh. Continue in the opposite direction. In the standing position, flex the hip. Rotate so that the knee moves towards the outside of the hip. Bring the heel up and then out, and then extend the hip as the heel comes behind the bum, and then bring everything back to neutral. Repeat in the opposite direction. Avoid pelvic hiking, leaning the spine to one side, spinal rotation, and leaning forward. We want to make sure that the movement comes only from the hip. In the seated position, flex at the hip. Place your hands behind the back of the thigh so that you can monitor for hip or femur rotation. You want to make sure that the movement is only coming from the knee. Rotate the foot outwards so that the knee is in external rotation. Bring the knee into full extension, and then in full extension, rotate the foot inward so that the knee is in full internal rotation. Flex the knee and return to starting position. Repeat in the opposite direction, and then repeat for the opposite leg. In the seated position, flex the hip, place the forearm behind the back of the knee and the opposite hand behind the bottom of the leg above the ankle. Rotate the foot outwards into external rotation, plantar flex the ankle so that the toes are pointing downwards, and then rotate the foot inwards. Bring the foot into dorsiflexion by pointing the toes upward, and then bring everything back to starting position. Repeat this in the opposite direction and then with the opposite foot. The hand at the bottom of the leg should monitor for movement of the lower leg. Movement should only be coming from the ankle itself. There is very little rotation of the big toe. Cars for the big toe are not rotational. Lift the big toe only, then return to neutral position. Then lift the adjacent smaller toes only, and then return to neutral position. There should be no compensatory movements. Movement should be localized to the targeted toes only. In the quadruped position, enter the cat pose so that the spine is in full flexion. Move each vertebrae one by one into maximal extension by pushing each vertebrae towards the floor. Do this in a wave-like fashion from the highest vertebrae of the neck to the lowest vertebrae in the back. Repeat in the reverse direction by pushing the vertebrae to the ceiling, starting at the bottom of the back with a pelvic tilt and then ending with the first vertebrae in the neck.